Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of an Oakland teenager named Davon Ellis. Davon grew up in Oakland and was always active in sports, especially playing football, playing Pop Warner as a kid, and by 2015, Davon was 14 and a freshman in high school. He went to Oakland Technical High School, where he was looked upon as a future star at the school. He was well liked and described as a good student. On February 28, 2015, Davon and two of his friends was on the 3300 block of Brookdale Avenue in Oakland about 7:50 p.m. He and his two friends were walking to a store, and a man in a white Infiniti would pull up on the three boys and ask a question, saying he was looking for someone and did they know the person he was looking for. The man in the white Infiniti was a well-known criminal in Oakland named Ronald Higgins. Ronald had previous charges for robbery and a shooting he committed in the past, and he was on parole. After the three boys told Ronald that they didn't know who he was talking about, he began shooting at the three teenagers, which the teens began to run, and Davon would be shot. Ronald would drive away. Davon would later be rushed to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. But the deadly night for Ronald wouldn't stop. Almost 2 hours later, Ronald would pull up on a car filled with 5 people and shoot up the car, but lucky for them, no one would be shot. And Ronald did all of these shootings in his white Infiniti, so he left many witnesses, and police would be on his trail, and they would be out looking for his car. So just by the next day, March 1st, Ronald would come in contact with the police, which they tried to stop his car, believing it was the car involved in both shootings a day prior, which they were right. Police attempted to pull Ronald over in Hayward, but this led to a shootout between Ronald and 2 officers, which he would later be arrested. Ronald would be charged with several charges for murder and attempted murder, with him shooting at 10 people in less than 24 hours.
Have a person of interest in that shooting death of a 14-year-old boy. Kristen Ayers has some exclusive details on who police are looking at tonight. Kristen?
Yeah, tonight we have learned about a man who is being investigated for possible connections to the murder of that 14-year-old boy.
I can actually go to sleep. I will be able to go to sleep tonight.
Relief washed over the parents of Davon Ellis, the 14-year-old shot to death in East Oakland last weekend, hours after Oakland's police chief made this announcement.
The Oakland Police Department has identified a person of interest that is currently in custody for an offense outside of the city of Oakland. We are following up on that.
KPIX5 has learned exclusively that Oakland police had been investigating whether this man is connected to Davon's murder. He was arrested in Hayward Sunday after being pulled over and firing a gun at Hayward police.
They pulled him over because he had the same car description. And when they pulled him over, he shot at the police.
A source with the Oakland Police Department confirmed what Davon's father told us, though Chief Sean Went would not talk about whether this man is the person of interest who's in custody.
We're not prepared to release any more information beyond that.
Tonight, Davon's parents applauded Oakland police for identifying a person of interest so quickly, though his father told me the news is bittersweet.
Love of my life, man, my only son. And it hurts. It hurts. Because even with the capture of the suspect, I can't ever see that face again. You know?
Davon's death shocked many and affected several. Over 1,000 people would go to his funeral, from teammates, teachers, family, friends, and his community, to even reporters.
You just shouldn't see a kid in a casket. In this case, he was holding his baseball hat, and there was a medal that he'd won lying on his body. And he was wearing his favorite white polo shirt. And it's just, you know, it's just so sad. What happened with Davon was walking down the street on a Saturday night, 7:30, with 2 friends. And everyone I talked to said that Davon wasn't one of those kids. He was an honor student, he was a football player, he was a good kid. Some guy drove up, stopped, looked at him, said, "Do you know Tim?" And they all kind of went, "What?" The guy got out of the car and he went, pow, pow. Hit Davon once in the chest. Davon went down and said, "I'm hit, I'm hit." And he died shortly after that.
Hundreds of people are paying their respects to a 14-year-old boy who was killed while walking with his friends. KPIX5's Ryan Takeo is outside the church. Ryan?
Michelle, the service is still going on inside. You could tell it's packed from the parking lot, and it's jam-packed inside, too. The parents wanted us here because they want people to know their son's death was senseless. They also wanted to thank the community for support that helped make today possible.
He was a good kid. I mean, it just no reason for his life to get cut short like this.
Davon Ellis was only 14 years old when someone shot and killed him late last month. He was walking to the store with his friends. One was Charlotte Williams' grandson. She says he was with Davon right after the gunfire.
He died in his arms.
Today, Davon's family and friends said goodbye to the Oakland Tech honor roll student and football player.
It's sad that a 14-year-old had to get his life cut so short, and he just had a future.
Charlotte hopes the funeral brings some closure to Davon's family. It's a day possible because family, friends, and some complete strangers pitched in. A GoFundMe page raised $22,000 to help the family pay for funeral expenses.
The community is just really stepping in. I really do appreciate everyone who is stepping in.
By 2019, Ronald will receive 50 years to life for the crimes he committed. After Davon's death, Davon's father will become vocal about what happens in the community and what happened with his son in ways to help the community and the youth.
You just try to make the best out of it.
Let's talk about gun control. What do you think about the governor's proposal? And also California already has some of the strictest gun control in the country. Is it making a difference in East Oakland?
No, because most people in East Oakland, most criminals in East Oakland, they don't go to gun stores to buy guns, and the size of a magazine doesn't really matter. You know, when you're a target, you're a target. You know, whether you're an innocent bystander or the intentional target, the size of the magazine doesn't really matter.
Davon was only 14 and lost his life for no reason. R.I.P. to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.